Investiture of the Gods, Chapter 8.
The horrifying ordeal of Queen Jiang. I mean, you're dropped right into the scene.
No preamble.
None. She has already endured unimaginable suffering. Our sources paint this really visceral picture, describing her with one eye gouged out, hands branded and charred. It's a stark, almost unbearable image, isn't it?
It really is. Hard to even picture.
And in this state, she's forced to confront Jiang, the alleged assassin, who claims she ordered him to kill the king. Regicide.
The ultimate crime.
Her desperate pleas of innocence, her cries of being framed, they don't just speak to her individual torment, but, wow, to a profound perversion of justice.
And that very scream of injustice, as you put it, it begs the immediate question. How? How could a consort of her standing, the queen herself, face such accusations, such torture, seemingly without any real investigation?
Yeah, where's the process?
Exactly. There isn't one. It points directly to the immense power of calumny, of slander, within King Xu's court. Now, Daji isn't physically present in this scene.
No, she's behind the scenes.
But Queen Jiang explicitly references her. She says Daji presented slanderous words, twisting the king's perception. But it's also critical to understand this isn't just, malicious gossip.
It's more systemic.
It's the complete perversion of a legal system. Normally, a queen would have specific rights, specific advocates, maybe even a public trial. Her immediate torture signals a total collapse of even the pretense of justice. It reveals absolute monarchy in its most brutal, unchecked form.
So it's not just the king being duped, it's the whole system being vulnerable, where whispers carry more weight than, well, anything else.
Than facts, yeah.
But despite this utter breakdown, we do see these little flickers of integrity, don't we? The Huang Yufei, for instance.
Right.
Her reaction is pure, unbridled rage at Jiang. She's incensed by his supposed false testimony, especially seeing the queen suffering. It's a small act of defiance, isn't it? A refusal to just accept the lie. It stands out.
It really does. A small light in the darkness there.
Now, while this horror is unfolding in the West Palace, you've got the two young princes, Yin Zhao, who's only 14, and Yin Hom, just 12.
Just boys.
Totally oblivious. Imagine them. Our sources tell us they're still playing chess in the East Palace. A fragile moment of innocence, really, before the storm hits.
Yeah, the calm before. The hurricane.
Then a eunuch, Yang Rong, arrives, and he delivers the shattering news. Calamity that threatens the palace, ruin to the family, and destruction to the nation. The sheer weight of those words just dropped into a child's world. It's staggering.
Unimaginable. From chess to national ruin in moments.
They rush to the West Palace, and what they witness is, well, it's absolutely devastating. Their mother, Queen Jiang, covered in blood, her hands withered and charred, the stench unbearable. The physical toll of the torture laid bare, forcing them to confront a reality no child should ever see.
That detail, the stench, it makes it so real, so horrific.
In her dying moments, Queen Jiang manages to open her one remaining eye, sees her sons, and with this great final cry, she pleads with Yin Zhao to avenge her against both Jiang and Daji.
Both of them.
And then she dies immediately after. Her last breath is this desperate demand for justice, a command passed on to her innocent children.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, you can truly feel the raw, immediate grief and rage erupting in these young princes. It's primal. Almost instinctive, right? This reaction to profound injustice.
Understandable, completely.
Totally. And Yin Zhao, in particular, acts on that instinct. He seized a sword and with one stroke, cleaved Jiang into two pieces. Now, while his actions are completely understandable, seeing his mother murdered, tortured.
Can't blame him emotionally.
Emotionally, no. But from a strategic or, dare I say, legal perspective, this rash act creates huge complications. He eliminates the sole witness.
Oh, right. The only one who could potentially expose Daju.
Exactly. Silences any possibility of exposing the fabricated case. Ensures no one can be compelled to confess Daji's role. It's a moment of furious, tragic impulsiveness that traps them even further.
And Yin Zhao's declaration right after is just as impulsive and incredibly dangerous. I will first kill Daji to avenge my mother.
Wow. Straight for the top.
I mean, this immediately sets him on a collision course with the true power behind the throne. The woman who has the king's absolute ear. It's almost a suicidal vow, isn't it? To challenge that kind of power head on.
Utterly reckless, born of grief and rage.
As you can imagine, this creates utter chaos. Chao Tian and Chao Lei, the king's guards, they witness Jiang brutal death.
They must have been terrified.
Oh, absolutely. They quickly flee, fearing for their own lives, and rush to report this shocking turn of events to King Xu. probably exaggerating the danger, to cover themselves.
And naturally, self-preservation kicks in. And Wang Yifei consort's reaction here is absolutely crucial and much smarter than the prince's.
Yes, she sees the bigger picture.
Immediately, she grasps the immense danger. Knowing the prince's actions are impulsive, ill-advised, deeply perilous, she quickly sends Yin Hong to chase after Yin Yao, urging them to return. She warns Yin Zhao, and she uses this formal address.
You are too impetuous, Your Highness.
Dianxia, right? Now that Jiang Huan is dead, there is no one to confront. She very presciently predicts deeper trouble if they pursue Daji. She understands the political ramifications far better than the grieving boys do. She sees the trap closing in.
And her fears are instantly, tragically realized. King Zhu's reaction to the guard's report, absolute, unbridled fury.
Predictable, sadly.
And he deliberately misinterprets the prince's actions. He's convinced they are attempting to assassinate their father, a crime known as Shifu.
Shifu.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not just killing your father. In that context,
Right.
it's attacking the very root of social and political order. Loyalty, filial piety, it's the ultimate taboo.
So the accusation itself is earth-shattering, and his response is even more shocking. He immediately orders the execution of his own sons.
And children.
Demands Chao Tian and Chao Lei use the dragon phoenix sword, the symbol of royal authority, to bring him their heads, declaring these rebellious offspring cannot be allowed to live. It's just an astonishing display of a ruler completely devoid of paternal feeling, reason, any semblance of justice.
What's truly chilling here is the complete inversion of justice, and frankly, of human nature itself. The king, thoroughly misled by Daji's slanderous words, his own warped perception. He's ordering the death of his innocent children.
Who are just reacting to their mother's murder.
Exactly. Reacting to his own monstrous act indirectly. This isn't just a breakdown of court justice. It profoundly underscores the collapse of Yang Shang.
Gang Tang, remind us.
Those are the fundamental social ethics, the human relations, things like loyalty between ruler and subject, filial piety between father and son, the proper distinction between husband and wife, the pillars that are supposed to govern family and state.
And they're crumbling.
Utterly. It's the ultimate perversion of familial duty, showing how tyranny actively dismantles the very fabric of society.
But Wang Yifei, consort, again, she steps up, she's not deterred.
Remarkable courage.
She makes this valiant second intervention, confronts Chao Tian and Chao Lei again, boldly scolds them for daring to pursue the princes into her palace, into the women's inner court.
Using protocol against them. Clever.
Yeah, she essentially shames them into retreat, hinting at their impropriety. And then, with incredible quick thinking, she quickly sends the princes to concubine Yang for refuge, trying to buy them precious time, a chance for safety.
She's playing a dangerous game, but she's playing it well.
And on their desperate flight, the princes manage to make this heartbreaking request to her. They beg her to ensure their mother, Queen Jiang, receives a proper burial.
Oh, wow.
Even just a plank to cover her body. It's a plea for the most basic human dignity amidst all this cruelty, and Wang Yifei promised to handle it. It's a small, quiet act of compassion, defiance, really, against the king's barbarity.
Even in that chaos, they're thinking of their mother's dignity. Speaks volumes.
So the princes flee to concubine Yang's Qing palace. Now, concubine Yang, unlike maybe some others in the court, seems genuinely concerned for Queen Jiang.
She had a relationship with her.
Right, and she's absolutely shocked by the news of her death and the prince's imminent danger. Her initial reaction is one of genuine compassion, real alarm.
Understandable. The horror is spreading.
Concubine Yang wastes no time trying to protect them. She hides the princes. And then, just like Wang Yifei did, she boldly confronts Che Dihan and Chao Lei when they inevitably arrive. Drives them away with stern warnings about invading the inner court. She's risking everything.
This really raises an important question for us, doesn't it? What does it truly say about the courage of these two consorts?
In this incredibly perilous court.
Facing the full, unpredictable wrath of King Zhu, yet they risk their own lives to protect the innocent. Their acts highlight these powerful moments of human decency, profound moral conviction in the face of absolute power and cruelty.
They aren't just passive victims.
Not at all. They're not merely bystanders. They are active agents trying to mitigate the tyranny. It shows that even in the most oppressive systems, individual moral choice still exists, and it can make a difference, however small.
Concubine Yang then offers the princes crucial, practical advice. Seek protection from high-ranking loyal officials in the Nine-Hall Palace. She specifically names figures like Wei Zi, Jizi, Bigan, and Wucheng Wang Feihu.
The old guard, the last potential bastions of integrity and power in this crumbling court. Good advice.
It is. But then the story takes another incredibly tragic turn. After the princes leave, concubine Yang has this profound, chilling internal monologue.
Oh, no.
She reflects on Queen Jing's unjust death, Daji's unchecked influence, King Zhu's depravity. I mean, he's killing his own wife and son.
Casing the horrifying reality.
And she realizes her own terrifying vulnerability. She has no children to protect her status or, give her leverage. She fears being implicated, suffering the same gruesome fate as Queen Jiang. It's this chilling moment of acute psychological dread where kindness itself becomes a liability.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, concubine Yang's subsequent suicide is far more than just a personal tragedy. It's a chilling indictment of King Zhu's court. It demonstrates the extreme psychological toll, the utter desperation of living under such tyranny. Her despair exemplifies how, in this environment, even perceived kindness or association with the wronged can lead to a horrific end. It illustrates how the collapse of the Thu Sangyang.
The three cardinal guides again?
Yes, ruler-subject, father-son, husband-wife is now complete. It utterly erodes any sense of safety, morality, even a future. The system itself devours decency.
And in a final heartbreaking detail that just underscores the king's utter indifference, King Zhu reacts to concubine Yang's death by merely ordering her burial, not knowing the reason for her suicide.
He doesn't even ask.
Apparently not. He simply doesn't care enough to investigate or even comprehend the human cost of his reign.
That indifference, host, is a chilling detail, but it also makes you wonder, is it truly ignorance, or is it a deliberate blindness?
Interesting point.
In some ways, a tyrant benefits from not probing too deeply into the consequences of his own actions. To truly understand why concubine Yang took her own life would require acknowledging his own monstrous deeds.
Which would shatter his reality.
Exactly. That reconstructed reality we talked about. So his ignorance could be a powerful mechanism for preserving his own self-perception, insulating him for the truth he actively creates.
Meanwhile, Huang Yifei, proving her mettle once again, bravely confronts King Zhu, this time to secure a proper funeral for Queen Jiang.
Another act of courage.
She articulates Queen Jiang's dying words directly to the king, ensures he hears the full extent of the injustice without filter. She recounts the queen's final lament. Servant of the holy person for 16 years, bore 2 sons. Framed by a hired assassin, suffering cruel torture, this injustice has no way to be cleared. She leaves nothing unsaid, making sure the record is set straight at immense personal risk.
What's fascinating here is Huang Yifei's strategic use of that final testament. She's likely appealing not necessarily to the king's conscience, which seems pretty hardened.
Non-existent, maybe.
Possibly, but perhaps more effectively to his sense of propriety and his desire to avoid criticism from civil and military officials.
Ah, the political angle. Public image.
Exactly. She understands that even a tyrant cares about his public image, or at least the appearance of order among his court. It's a small, hard-won victory against overwhelming odds, a battle for basic human dignity, emphasizing that even in the darkest times, resistance can manifest in subtle but impactful ways.
And King Zhu, maybe swayed by those public image implications, he grants the burial.
A small mercy.
A very small one. But Zhao Tian reports that the princes are still missing. And King Zhu's response continued, chilling resolve to capture them, to uphold national law.
The hunt is far from over. King Zhu, and he's heavily influenced by his concubine Daji at this point. What's the fallout for the 2 princes, Yin Zhao and Yin Hong?
Swift and merciless. Marshal Zhao Tian reports Yin Zhao's actions, and King Zhu doesn't hesitate. The decree comes down, execute both princes. Immediately.
Oh, man.
The princes are understandably terrified. They rush to Chongqiao Hall, the court officials are still there, and Yin Zhao, he's in tears, pleading with war-achieving King Huang Feihu. He recounts everything, their mother's death, the injustice, their own death sentence. He's begging someone, anyone, to save them, saying they're the last of the Shang royal line.
It's just a picture of absolute despair, the whole court watching this unfold. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. Most officials are just standing there crying, sighing, basically powerless. But then 2 figures step up. Who are these guys? And what do they do?
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, right? What makes these 2 act when everyone else is just stuck? Well, we meet the town-guarding great generals, Feng Bi and Feng Sheng, and the text makes a point of their size.
How so?
They're huge. Feng Bi is described as 3 zhang, 6 qi tall, that's like around 12 meters, and Feng Sheng is 3 zhang, 4 qi, so over 11 meters. I mean, these are literal giants.
Whoa.
And their voices like thunder from the sky. They are not subtle figures.
Clearly not. And they don't exactly mince words about the king, do they?
Not even slightly. They just loudly denounce King Zhu. They say he's lost it, killed his wife and sons, built the Paoluo torture device.
That's the hot pillar thing.
That's the one. Horrific. They accuse him of blocking loyal officials, acting without principles. They basically list all his crimes. They say he's broken the 3 cardinal guides and great righteousness, fundamental rules of society and governance.
So basically calling him unfit to rule publicly.
Exactly. Unfit to rule. And then they declare their intention. They're going to rebel, find a new ruler, and save the country. It's an incredibly bold move right there in the main hall.
A direct challenge.
Yeah.
Does anyone else chime in? Or is it just these 2 massive generals?
Well, High official Yang Ren does speak up. He connects the dots. He remembers a prophecy from Yun Zongzi, warns about the king's past actions, killing Grand Tutor Du Yuanxian, torturing Censor Mei Bo with that same Pao Luo.
Ah, so others are thinking it.
Oh, definitely. Yang Ren voices grave fears, basically predicting the dynasty's ruin. So yeah, the awareness is there among the officials, even if most are too scared to act like Feng Bi and Feng Zhang.
So how do Feng Bi and Feng Zhang actually do it? They make this huge declaration.
Yeah.
Then what?
It's almost comical in its audacity. They just grab the princes. One general takes Yin Zhao, the other takes Yin Hong. They announce they're fleeing the capital, Chaosh.
Just like that.
Just like that. Their plan. Take the princes to the eastern and southern marquises, Jiang, Hangchu, and Yichongyu Rei's armies, come back, overthrow the unprincipled king, and put the princes back in charge. Then they just stride out the south gate.
Leaving everyone else completely stunned, I imagine.
Utter shock. Amazed and pale, the text says.
So Feng Bi and Feng Shang have made this incredibly dramatic exit. What's the reaction back in the hall? Especially from Huang Feihu. He seemed to yell at them earlier, but now...
All right, the officials are just gaping. But Huang Feihu, he pretends he didn't even notice, just looks the other way.
Which is suspicious in itself.
Very. And Prime Minister Bigan calls him on it, walks right up and asks him, basically, why are you suddenly silent?
Okay, so what is Huang Feihu thinking? Why the sudden change?
He explains his inner conflict. He admits, yeah, Feng Bi can be a bit of a hooligan, maybe impulsive, but his actions came from real loyalty to the queen, loyalty to the princes who were wronged.
He sees the justice in it.
Exactly. He knows if those princes are caught, they're dead. And anyone who helped them, also dead. He realizes, and this is key, that the will of heaven and hearts of the people are turning against King Zhu.
So pursuing them would be pointless.
Yeah.
And wrong.
Both. Futile and morally compromising. He says his heart cannot bear to participate in this injustice any longer. It's a huge moment recognizing true loyalty might mean defying the king.
Wow. Okay, but then trouble arrives, right? Marshal Chao Tian shows up with Chao Lei carrying the king's sword. They're looking for the princes. How does Huang Feihu handle that?
Pure cleverness. Deception. He tells Chao Tian, oh yeah, they just left, not far.
Knowing full well.
Knowing full well they're long gone, or at least Chao Tian has no chance against the 2 giants. He says, quickly, go catch them, uphold the national law, essentially sending them on a wild goose chase.
Oh, fool's errand.
Totally.
And Chao Tian figures this out pretty quickly, I bet. So he passes the buck.
You got it. He goes back to King Zhu and says, yep, Feng Bi and Feng Zhang rebelled, took the princes, they're off to raise armies in Donglu and with the southern marquis.
Okay, lays out the facts.
But then he adds, very cunningly, that only war-achieving King Huang Feihu has the power and authority to actually catch them. He implies that without Huang Feihu, the princes will definitely slip through the net.
Oh, smart. Putting Huang Feihu squarely in the hot seat.
Exactly. And King Zhu, furious, falls for it, issues a decree immediately. Huang Feihu must pursue them, bring back the rebels, and bring back the princes' heads.
So Huang Feihu is now officially ordered to capture and kill the princes he just tacitly helped escape. What does he do?
He understands Chao Tian's game, but he accepts the decree. Has to, really. He even tells his own men not to come with him. Gets on his legendary 5-colored divine ox, which is incredibly fast, by the way, and rides off. Covers something like 400 kilometers a day.
Incredible speed.
Yeah.
He catches up to them.
He does. Feng Bi, Feng Zhang, and the princes, they've only made it about 30 leagues, maybe 15 kilometers. They stop to rest. And when they see Huang Feihu approaching, they are terrified.
I bet. They must think it's over.
Absolutely. The princes, Yin Zhao and Yin Hong, they immediately fall to their knees. They assume he's there to capture them, to carry out the king's sentence.
So how does Huang Feihu play this? This is the critical moment.
He gets off his ox, and he kneels too, right there in front of the princes. He says something like, "Your subject deserves 10,000 deaths."
Whoa. Not what they were expecting.
Not at all. He explains, "Look, I have the king's sword, the dragon and phoenix sword. He commanded me to demand you. Take your own lives. Only then can I go back." He stresses he wouldn't dare force them himself, implying he's bound by the order.
Putting it back on them, but in a way that shows his own distress. Still an impossible situation for the princes, though.
Totally impossible. They plead, they remind him of their mother, their innocence. They beg him, "Give us a line of life, find us just a patch of land to rest." They promise eternal gratitude if he just lets them live.
The desperation must be intense.
Yeah.
Huang Feihu is caught, isn't he?
Completely torn.
He tells them, "I know you're suffering, I know you're innocent," but he says, the king's command cannot be gainsaid. It can't be ignored. He lays out his dilemma perfectly. If I let you go, I'm a traitor, I've deceived the king. But if I don't, my heart cannot bear this injustice. It's a pure moral crisis.
And then, what do the princes do, faced with this deadlock?
This part is just heartbreakingly noble. Yin Zhao, the older one, the crown prince, he steps forward and says, "Take my head, let my younger brother Yin Hong live."
Oh my God.
His hope is that maybe Yin Hong can grow up, raise an army someday, and avenge their mother. But then Yin Hong, the younger one, he steps up and says, "No, take my head."
He argues that Yin Zhao is the crown prince. He's more important. He should be the one to raise the army.
Right.
This willingness of each brother to die for the other, it just breaks everyone. Fang Gai, Fang Zhang, Huang Feihu, the text says they're all moved to tears.
Wow. Just wow. That level of self-sacrifice. So faced with that, what does Huang Feihu finally decide? This has to be the turning point.
It is. This raw display of loyalty and love tips the scales. Huang Feihu, deeply moved, he comes up with a plan, a secret plan, just for the 5 of them. He tells Feng Ge, "Stop crying." He turns to the princes and says, "Okay, listen, only the 5 of us know about this. If word gets out, my entire family is finished."
The stakes are incredibly high for him personally. What's the plan?
It's clever. He tells Fang Bi, "You take Prince Yin Zhao to the eastern marquee, Jiang Henchu, in Donglu." Then he tells Feng Zhang, "You take Prince Yin Hong to the southern marquee, Chengdu."
Splitting them up. Smart.
And the message they need to deliver is crucial. Tell the marquises that Huang Feihu himself released the princes halfway through the journey. Why? So they could raise armies, purge the wickedness around the king, and clear the injustice done to them and their mother.
So he's taking full responsibility.
Explicitly, he says, "I will handle the consequences myself." It's an act of profound rebellion, really, but framed as enabling justice.
Incredible courage. But wait, practicalities. Fang Bei brings it up again. We left in a rush. We have no travel funds.
Yeah, can't exactly raise armies with empty pockets.
Huang Feihu doesn't even hesitate. Takes off this valuable jade pendant, a baoju, set in gold, apparently worth 100 gold pieces, a small fortune.
Wow.
He gives it to them. Sell this for expenses. Go carefully. This mission is vital. It's a tangible symbol of his commitment.
And what about him? He has to go back and face King Zhu. He can't exactly say, "Oh, I let them go and funded their rebellion." No, he has to maintain the lie. He gets back to Chaj that evening. The officials are still anxiously waiting. He tells Prime Minister Bigan, couldn't catch them.
And everyone breathes a sigh of relief, probably suspecting the truth.
You bet. Then he goes before King Zhu, sticks to the story. "Chase them for 70 lei, Your Majesty. No trace." King Zhu is furious, of course.
That's
but
liberating.
What can he do? He has to dismiss Huang Feihu.
And just like that, the seeds of open rebellion are sown, thanks to Huang Feihu's calculated defiance. So the princes manage that first daring escape from Choj, the capital, but they're hardly safe. King Zhu's concubine, Daji, she's not done yet.
She's thinking long-term. It's not just immediate revenge for her.
Right. So what's her big fear here? Why push for such a, well, brutal and immediate response?
Well, it's crucial to see Daji's calculation here. She's incredibly cunning. She knows these princes, as heirs, are a major future threat. Her specific fear, that they'll reach their maternal grandfather, Jiang Wanchu, the Marquis of the East. He's powerful.
Ah, so gather support, raise an army.
Exactly. She foresees a huge military uprising, armies marching on Chao. So her advice to King Zhu is stark. Cut the grass to root out trouble.
Wow. Not just capture, eliminate.
It's cold. It's calculated. Eliminate the challenge before it even properly starts. Protect her power and the king's.
So she's playing chess, looking way down the board. And the king, he just goes along with it.
Instantly, no hesitation, issues a direct decree. Generals Yin Powai and Lei Kai take 3,000 flying cavalry. Go now.
3,000 flying cavalry. Sounds completely unstoppable. Like the princes have no chance.
That's the intention, the speed, the force. It underlines the immense danger they're in.
Yeah.
They're not just fleeing Dad's anger. They're fleeing Daji's political brain, which might be worse.
Yeah, that's a chilling thought. It shows how far the regime will go.
Definitely. To keep that shaky grip on power.
But wait, just as this massive force is about to roll out, there's a spanner in the works, isn't there? A moment of quiet defiance.
Yes, right inside the court. It's fascinating.
These generals, Yin Powai and Lei Kai, they need the official military seal to actually deploy the troops. And that comes from Marshal Huang Feihu. Tell us about him. What's going through his mind?
Huang Feihu is key here. He's not just some functionary. He's a respected military leader. And importantly, he has a conscience.
Okay.
He's deeply troubled by what he calls the unrighteousness of the court. He sees the public resentment and heavenly wrath building up. He knows this path leads to chaos, suffering for the people.
So when the generals show up asking for the seal to chase the princes, he's got a serious problem. Obey a corrupt order, what? Risk everything.
Exactly that dilemma. Direct disobedience is treason, but following the order feels wrong.
So how does he handle it? He can't just say no, can he? It's got to be subtle.
Incredibly subtle. It's not open rebellion, not yet anyway. It's a calculated ethical resistance from within. He doesn't refuse outright.
What does he do?
He stalls. He tells the generals, oh, come back at the 5th watch. That's, super early morning before dawn. Buys himself some time.
Okay. And then?
Then, secretly, he gives orders to his subordinate, Zuji. The order. Assemble 3,000 soldiers, yes. But make sure they're the sick, old, and weak. Get out! Seriously!
Yeah.
He gives them the duds!
Basically, yes. It's brilliant sabotage. He technically follows the king's order, sends 3,000 soldiers, but he guts the effectiveness of the pursuit before it even starts.
That's amazing. It shows how loyalty is already cracking, right? Even high up.
Absolutely. And there's even a folk poem about it, apparently. Captures the scene perfectly.
Oh, yeah? What does it say?
Something like, 3,000 flying cavalry leave Chauge, shouting and waving flags, beating drums and gongs. The ranks are unready, making it hard to move. Passers-by clap and laugh. Laughing. You can just picture it. This fearsome pursuit force stumbling out of the gate. What a brilliant, quiet act of defiance.
It really is. Undermines the whole thing.
But while that's happening back in the capital, our princes, Yin Zhao and Yin Hong, they're out on the road with their escorts, Fang Bi and Fang Sheng. And things are getting tough for them too, right? Different reasons, though.
Yeah, reality bites hard. They hit a very practical problem. Money. Fang Bi tells them straight up, our wallet is empty, no travel expenses.
Oh, wow. They're broke.
Completely broke. And that jade token Huang Feihu gave them, too risky. They think using it would just draw attention, the wrong kind.
So, what do the Fang brothers do? They can't just leave them, can they?
Well, this is where it gets heartbreaking. They basically say, look, we're just brave but foolish guys. We've done what we can, but we can't help you anymore. Our skills aren't suited for this.
So they do leave him.
They give them some hard counsel first. Their advice. Split up. It's safer. They promise they'll find them again later, maybe when the princes raise an army. But for now, they have to separate.
Separate. Oh, man. First they lose their mother, then their protectors, now each other. That's rough.
It's incredibly poignant. It shows the harshness of their exile isn't just about swords and soldiers. It's about money, logistics, isolation. Deep emotional tolls.
And the princes agree.
They do. They make a plan. Each will try to reach his maternal grandfather. Yin Zhao, the older one, heads east towards Lu to find Jiang Huanshu.
Right.
And Yin Hong, the younger, goes south towards Nadu, seeking Yi Changyu.
2 different directions, completely alone.
Yeah. There's another poem here, captures the sadness. Traveling geese split and fly, truly sorrowful, brother south and brother north, suffering apart. It's just this image of 2 kids facing the world alone, fueled by grief and a desperate need for justice.
Such a heavy burden for young shoulders. Okay, so they part ways. Let's follow Yin Hong first, the younger prince heading south.
No.
This must be a massive shock to his system.
Oh, a total shock. Remember, this kid was deep in the palace, accustomed to fine clothes and delicious food. How luxury, it was all he knew. Now he's starving, genuinely hungry, and he has absolutely no idea how to, well, ask for help. The text says he's unaccustomed to begging from others.
He wouldn't even know how.
Exactly. And travel is agony for him. He's slow, exhausted, making only 20 or 30 miles a day. It's like, what, 6 to 9 miles, maybe? Barely moving.
That's incredibly dangerous for a fugitive.
Terribly dangerous. And his royal upbringing really shows. There's this moment.
Yeah. What happened?
He sees some villagers eating, and instead of asking humbly, he just walks up and sort of commands them, bring food for this orphan.
Oh.
Using the royal orphan term for himself.
He demanded food. Oh boy, how did that go down?
Surprisingly well, actually. That's what's fascinating. The villagers, despite his rags, they see his noble bearing.
Yeah.
They recognize quality, you know?
Oh, interesting.
So they serve him. And then when he tells them who he is, King Zhou's son, Yin Hong, on his way to see Yi Changyu, they're shocked but completely respectful. They bow, call him Your Highness.
Wow. So even in exile, that royal status still carries weight.
It really does. It shows how ingrained that respect for royalty was, even when the king himself was the source of the problem. Their kindness helps him, but he's still struggling.
Right. One meal doesn't solve everything.
No. Eventually, exhausted, he finds this old temple, a Xuanyuan temple for the Yellow Emperor.
A moment of refuge.
Maybe. He goes in, prays desperately for protection, even promises to rebuild the temple if he survives and finds safety. Then he just collapses from exhaustion. It's such a vulnerable image. A prince reduced to begging for divine help in a dusty old temple.
What a journey for him. So vulnerable. Okay, well, Yin Hong is struggling south. What about his older brother, Yin Zhao? He headed east. How's he faring?
His path takes a very different turn. Quite fortunate, actually. He makes better time, maybe 40 or 50, maybe 12, 15 miles by dusk.
Better, but still tough going.
Definitely. And then he spots a large residence, a grand tutor's residence. He coaches, and from inside, he hears an old man.
Doing what?
Reciting a poem, a lament, really, about the state of the kingdom. It's powerful stuff.
What kind of things does he say?
He talks about his loyal heart, his wish to serve the country, but he laments how demonic creatures, clearly talking about Daji, have corrupted everything, how the people are suffering, turning into ghosts. He feels powerless, saying he has no way to appeal to the emperor. Ahusonjan.
Wow, strong words. Who is this guy? He sounds important.
He is important, very important. This is none other than Prime Minister Shang Rong.
Shang Rong, the prime minister. Yeah. The one known for being upright and, well, trying to advise the king.
The very same. A figure famous for his integrity. So Yin Zhao has basically stumbled into the home of perhaps the most principled high official left.
Incredible luck. So what happens when Yin Zhao tells him his story? About his mother, the king's tyranny, how he's destroying human relations.
Rong is absolutely incandescent with rage, just furious. Not just at the king's actions, but at the silence of other officials, their complicity.
He calls them out.
Implicitly, yes. He sees the whole moral structure collapsing, and right then and there, he makes a vow.
What does he vow?
He declares he will return to Chaj. He's going to confront the king directly, remonstrate with the Son of Heaven. He believes he can still make the king change his tune and pull the kingdom back from the brink.
Wow, that's huge.
It is. And he immediately says he'll start drafting a memorial, a formal petition, the very next day.
Yep.
So Yin Zhao, unlike his brother, instantly finds this incredibly powerful, principled ally. It's a completely different trajectory.
Amazing. A real beacon of hope for him. Okay, so Yin Zhao has found powerful help. Let's quickly jump back to those generals, Yin Paowai and Lei Kai. How's the pursuit going with their elite troops?
Yeah, well, Huang Fei, whose little trick worked perfectly, it's a disaster for them.
They're slow.
Painfully slow. Remember, these are the sick, old, and weak soldiers. They're only managing about 30 lives a day, 9 miles again. It's pathetic for a cavalry pursuit.
They must be tearing their hair out.
Completely frustrated. After 3 days, they've barely covered 100 lives, maybe 30 miles total. And they reach this 3-way intersection. It hits them. This isn't working. At this rate, they'll never catch the princes.
And they know Daji and the king won't be happy.
Exactly. Failure means serious trouble, possibly death. The pressure is immense.
So what's their move at the crossroads? They can't just keep dragging this slow army around.
They realize the main army is useless for a chase. So they make a desperate call. Split up.
Divide and conquer. Or divide and hope.
More like divide and hope. Each general takes just 50 strong and able-bodied soldiers, just 50 each, a tiny hand-picked group.
Leaving the other nearly 3,000 behind.
Leaving them behind to guard the camp, yeah. One general heads east, chasing Yin Zhao. The other heads south, after Yin Hong. They're hoping smaller, faster units can succeed where the main force failed.